the way you park my fucking car. Here's your tip.
The year is 1984. Deep inside a CIA black site operation, somewhere in South America, two men are about to make a decision that will follow them for the rest of their lives. One of them will spend the next decade trying to forget it. The other one will spend the next decade hunting down the man who tried to stop him. His name is Ray Quick. On paper, one of the most technically skilled explosives experts the CIA ever produced. He doesn't wire bombs the way most operatives do. Maximum blast radius, maximum casualties, maximum confusion. Ray designs demolitions the way an engineer designs a bridge. Precise, calculated, no waste. His targets die. Everyone else goes home. That is not a small distinction. In his world, it is the only distinction that matters. His partner is Ned Trent, and Ned does not share that philosophy. For Ned, an operation is judged by one metric only. Did the target get eliminated? Everything else is acceptable collateral. The mission today is straightforward on paper. A drug cartel convoy is crossing a bridge. They blow the bridge. The convoy disappears. Mission complete. But as the target vehicles approach, Ray sees something through his scope. That was not in the briefing. A child in the back seat of one of the cars. He calls for an abort. Ned tells him to stand down. Ray tries to reach the charges manually. He already knows. It is too late. The bridge goes up in a wall of fire. Ray survived the explosion. The child did not. And from that moment, whatever loyalty existed between these two men turned into something else entirely. Ned Trent is dismissed from the CIA quietly. No public hearing. Ray Quick resigns. Not because he has to, because he cannot stay in a system that let that happen. He disappears. Not into retirement, not into a normal life, into Miami. By 1994, Ray Quick lives in a heavily reinforced warehouse on the edge of the city. No office, no listed address, no social existence. He communicates with clients through a relay of payphones, rotating the numbers before anyone can trace them. He never meets anyone in person. He does not shake hands. He does not make friends. He takes contracts. He delivers. He disappears again. The question no one around him ever thinks to ask is, what kind of man becomes this? The jungle gave them the answer 10 years ago. Ray Quick walked away from the only institution that ever gave him purpose. He rebuilt himself from zero, in complete isolation. What would it take to pull a man like that back into the world he left behind? Her name is May Monroe, and she has been preparing for this phone call for a very long time. She does not sound desperate. She sounds exhausted, in the way that people sound when they have already tried everything else, and this is the last door left. Ray notices that. Her story is not complicated. When she was a child, the Leon family, one of Miami's most powerful organized crime operations, murdered both of her parents, not as a mistake, not as a random act. Her father had information they needed. They tortured her mother first, to make him talk. Then they killed them both. She has carried that for 20 years. The three men directly responsible are still alive, walking free, living lavish lives of luxury. The system failed her, not because it broke down, because it was bought. She is not asking Ray for justice. She is asking him for finality. Ray tells her to hang up and go to the courts. She tells him the courts belong. to the same people who killed her family. He already knows she is right. The real question is whether that is enough to make him pick up the contract. But May Monroe did not survive 20 years of carrying this story by waiting for other people to make decisions. If Ray won't move, she will create a situation that forces the issue. Under the alias Adrienne Hastings, she enters Thomas Leon's orbit. This is not a small act of courage. Thomas Leon is violent, erratic, and deeply paranoid. Getting close to him means enduring things she cannot react to, cannot push back against, cannot show any emotion about. She does it anyway, and from the moment she makes that decision, someone else starts watching her. Ray told her no, but he did not stop watching. He tracks her movements across the city. He watches her navigate Thomas Leon's world. The parties, the dinners, the quiet moments of humiliation she absorbs without flinching. He is running a calculation. Is she capable of this? Is she stable enough to be part of an operation without becoming a liability? And underneath that, a question he does not ask himself directly. Does she remind him of someone who also needed a decision reversed, and no one made it in time? On a crowded Miami bus one afternoon, Ray witnesses something that has nothing to do with May. A group of local men decides the bus belongs to them. They work through the passengers methodically, threatening, grabbing, enjoying the fact that no one is willing to stop them. Ray stands up. 30 seconds. That is how long it takes. He does not hesitate. He does not raise his voice. He neutralizes each threat with the minimum force required to end it, and then sits back down as if nothing happened. An old instinct, still perfectly intact. A few nights later, at a lavish party hosted by the Leon family, Thomas publicly degrades May in front of a room full of people. Ray watches through a long lens from a building across the street. He has seen enough. He calls her back. He takes the contract. One condition: they never meet in person. Target number one is Charlie. Charlie is not the most powerful man in the Leon organization, but he is the man who pulled the trigger on May's father 20 years ago. He has an office on the upper floor of a private high-rise. He arrives every morning at the same time. He uses the same door. Ray does not place the explosive on a timer. He does not rig it to a vehicle or a window. He hooks it to the door's locking mechanism itself. The door is the trigger. Charlie is the one who will activate it. Ray has calculated the blast radius down to the millimeter. The charge will destroy the doorframe and everything within 3 meters of it. The rest of the floor will remain standing. He is not trying to make a statement. He is trying to be accurate. Charlie walks down the hallway, arrogant, relaxed. He reaches the door. He places his hand on the handle. The surrounding structure is untouched. That detail is deliberate. Ray wanted anyone who examined the scene afterward to understand exactly what they were dealing with. Ned Trent. Ned has spent the last decade as head of security for the Leon family. He walked into that world after the CIA removed him, quietly, and rebuilt himself around the one thing he was always best at: controlled brutality. He walks through what remains of Charlie's office. He crouches by the blast pattern. He studies the chemical signature of the residue. His eyes light up. He recognizes it instantly. Ray Quick is alive, and he's in Miami. For Ned Trent, this is not a crime scene. This is a message from an old partner. And unlike the CIA, Ned does not plan to simply remove Ray quietly. And target number 2 is Tony. Tony already knows Charlie is dead. By the time Ray begins watching him, Tony has surrounded himself with armed guards. changed his daily route 3 times, and stopped leaving his compound. Except in armored vehicles, he is afraid. Ray decides to use that. He enters a secured parking garage near Tony's building in the middle of the night. He places a device under Tony's primary vehicle. It is visible. It blinks. It is designed to be found. When Tony's security team sweeps the car the next morning, they locate the device immediately. They declare it neutralized. Tony is told the threat has been contained. Tony exhales and speeds toward the exit. What the security team did not check was the parking barrier at the garage exit. Ray had been watching their sweep pattern for 3 days. He knew exactly where they would look and exactly where they would not. The moment the car crosses the line, Ray closes the circuit. Tony's car is thrown 30 feet into the air, 2 down. Ned Trent is not a man who panics, but he is a man who recognizes patterns. 2 senior associates dead within days of each other. Both kills surgical, both leaving no survivors, both bearing the unmistakable signature of a man Ned has not seen since a South American jungle. He traces the connections inward until he reaches the one variable. That appeared around the same time. The killings started. Adrienne Hastings. Ned walks into Thomas Leon's villa. May has been in dangerous rooms before, but this is different. Ned Trent does not threaten people to manage them. He threatens people because he intends to follow through, and he wants them to know it. While they still can, she agrees. She has no other option. What Ned does not know is what she does the moment he leaves the room. Ray is already inside Thomas Leon's villa. He has been there for 40 minutes, moving through the building without triggering a single alarm. Thomas's private study, a desk, a chair, a tea service. Ray removes the porcelain teacup from its saucer. He replaces it with a pressure-sensitive charge, built into an identical replica. The moment Thomas lifts it, or sets it down incorrectly, the circuit completes. May walks in. She was not supposed to be there. She had no reason to be there. She has just walked directly into the room, where Ray placed a bomb that is about to go off. He moves. He is already too late, and he knows it. Thomas Leon is dead. Ray stands in the building across the street, looking at the smoke rising from the penthouse window. He does not know yet whether May Monroe is alive or not. He built that device. He placed it. He chose the room. Whatever happens next, that is a weight that belongs entirely to him. May Monroe is alive. She anticipated the blast. She had been in enough dangerous situations in the past 20 years to recognize when something in a room is wrong. Before she could name exactly what it was, she got out. But the mask is completely off now. Joe Leon knows his son is dead. He knows May was involved. He knows Ray Quick is in his city. He gives Ned Trent one instruction: end it. Ned does not waste time. His surveillance network pinpoints Ray's location, the fortified warehouse on the edge of the city that Ray has spent years turning into something that is not just a hiding place. Every door, every corridor, every entry point in that building, Ray has wired them all, not as a last resort, as a first line. He has been preparing for this since the day he moved in. The mercenaries come in fast and in numbers. The first team enters through the ground floor. Ray triggers a shaped charge behind the door, collapsing the interior stairwell, separating the first group from their exit. The second team breaches through a loading bay that the team cannot coordinate. For the 60 seconds it takes Ray to reposition, he is not trying to fight his way out. He is dismantling the operation room by room, forcing Ned's men into corridors they cannot retreat from, and positions they did not choose. There is one man who knows exactly how Ray thinks, who knows how he plans, who trained in the same programs, studied the same manuals, and spent years watching Ray work up close. Ned Trent walks through the building. While his men are dying around him, he is not running away. He is walking toward Ray. Ned finds him. They are face to face in the burning interior of the warehouse Ray has lived in for years. Ned holds the master detonator. Ray looks at it, then at Ned, and he tells him something that Ned does not understand until exactly 3 seconds after he hears it. Ray did not rig the building. He rigged the floor Ned is standing on. The section of flooring beneath Ned is on a separate circuit, a dead man's trigger that Ray set before Ned's team arrived. If Ned moves in any direction without the bypass sequence, the floor goes.